So, today is the 10th of November, and on this day, 2 years ago, that is in 2019, I happened to be in Boise. I just finished running a conference, the Pacific Northwest Political Science Association. It was our annual meeting and it had just finished. And I arranged with my friend Susan to drive my car back to Walla Walla, which is where she had left her car, taking all the conference stuff that I have to take with me. So she drove back with that. And I put on this shirt, my Sounders shirt, and jumped on a plane to Seattle to go and join Chris and Ryan and Nikki to watch the Seattle Sounders play Toronto in the MLS Cup final. And we won, 3-1. It was a super game. I got there in time to join everyone. We had some breakfast, we had some lunch, we had some beer. Everything went remarkably well. The stadium was really crowded. And I've been to a bunch of FA Cup finals, and for atmosphere, this 100% lived up to it. It was so full, they were selling little squares for supporters to stand in, like that big. You could buy a square to stand in to watch the game. It was magic. And winning, of course, made it so much better. So I thought on this second anniversary of watching that game, I would come up with a cocktail to mark that day. And I've already done the last word, which, although it's not from Seattle, it was repopularized by Seattle bartenders, and that led to the craze in the last word, which is a delicious drink, and it's also kind of green. It would have gone with the shirt, it would have been perfect, but unfortunately, I've already done it. But I am going to come up with a cocktail that was created by a Seattle mixologist, Casey Robinson, and it is delicious, and I think it's completely the right drink with which to celebrate the second gold star that we here. You get these gold stars on your shirt when you win things like cup finals, and Galaxy's got 5 really irritatingly, and it's like gold stars for your work at school, in primary school, whatever. It's kind of cool. So anyway, this drink is called El Nacional, and given that, you're probably guessing it's got some sort of Mexican or Latin American liquor in it, and indeed it is mezcal. I am using Mezcal Union here, and this drink calls for 1 ounce of that, like so. And then it also calls for some Campari. I don't know. There's such an interesting, bitter, but sort of sweetish in an odd way smell to Campari. You know, it's not like Lorraine Davis adverts in Britain when I was growing up, and Leonard Rossiter with Campari and whatever, but marvellous stuff. And no, maybe that was Cinzano Bianco was Leonard Rossiter, but certainly Lorraine Chase maybe, I don't remember. But Campari and soda was a drink. I've never had one. But anyway, here we go. Campari, we need 1 ounce of that. And then a ½ an ounce of dry vermouth. I am using Noyer Prat, French dry vermouth. ½ an ounce of that good stuff. And then the third ingredient I do not have. It should be Ramazzotti, which is a kind of bitter orange amaro from Italy. I don't have that, but I have what I think is a close second, or it's something you can substitute for. I'm using China, which is also a sort of bittersweet orange liqueur. This one's French. And of course, sometimes with cocktails, you've just got to substitute ingredients and try and find something that's close to it, has a similar taste profile, similar kind of booziness and all of that. And I think this is a very good substitution. I use this to make a liberal cocktail, but Ramazzotti in that will also work. So use Ramazzotti if you've got it, otherwise something like this. Another ½ an ounce of that. And there we go. And then this drink calls for a generous dash of chocolate bitters. I'm using Cocoa Bitters by Angostura. If I'd had the Fee Brothers Aztec chocolate bitters, I would have used those, I think. But this is very good stuff. It really complements the mezcal especially remarkably well. And we're going to give that a good stir until it's nice and chilled on the outside of the mixing glass. Lots of ice in there. You don't want it to be too diluted. You do want it to be cold. Which is one of the reasons we chill glasses. I didn't chill my glass very much here, but stick it in the freezer for 10 minutes. It really does the trick. Or you can put a couple of ice cubes with water in the glass, and that will chill the glass down as well. Typically about 20 seconds here. You don't want to over dilute the drink. And we are going to strain that. I always say we're going to, it's me really. Maybe you're doing this along with me, I don't know. We'll pour that into the cocktail glass, the chilled cocktail glass. It's not as chilled as it should be, but I think that'll be okay. This then has an interesting ingredient on the top. I'm using, the recipe calls for Laphroaig, which I happen to have. You could use any Islay, peaty. That's really peaty and delicious smelling. Now, I'm not really measuring it out here. What I want is just a receptacle for it. Don't worry, I will not waste this whiskey, this delicious Laphroaig quarter cask. I'm using my little dropper here because what this calls for is 3 drops on 1, 2, 3. 3 drops on top, and then a final garnish is a twist of lemon, and this is the peel, but it's a twist because you twist the oils into the drink, so then you get some of that delicious lemon oil, which will really make it a better drink. And this is a good drink. Let's see what we've got. Oh, that is a very tasty Seattle drink. Come on, you Sounders. Cheers.